Say something. Yeah.
Are we on the air? You know, you have a whole weekend to get this out your system.
It just
And you come
say
more ready
real.
than ever.
Yeah, it's Monday.
Good morning, Jermaine Rideout. How are you this morning?
Say
Before
something.
everybody else, how are you
Say
this morning?
something to me, woman.
Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, family? Welcome to the show this morning. It is Michelle Bryant here at WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM. You are listening to what, Jermaine?
Say something. Say something real. Yeah.
We're not going to make that the promo. We are not going to make that the promo. Man. So I said, yeah, we hear y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all hear Jermaine cutting up. Good morning. Let me say good morning to Shelby. Hey, Shelby, thanks for checking in this morning. What's up, Dion? Hey, Debo, how are you this morning, bro?
Top of the morning to you, young lady.
Not top.
Yes, top of the morning.
All right. Well, weekend okay for both bros? Everybody all right? Did anybody make me some money this weekend?
Make you some money? Is that what you said?
Dude, I didn't stutter.
Oh, boy.
I didn't stutter. Did it? Because this is how y'all pay for my lunch,
Yeah.
my breakfast.
You haven't been eating around for a while around here, have you?
Nah, because you ain't been working. You ain't been doing what you're supposed to with your money. But yeah, no gigs. Everybody got a weekend off?
No, actually. No.
Did you have to work this weekend?
Of course. I was at the packing house on Saturday with Joe Jordan. So it was real nice.
Okay.
You know, able to hang with some real good folks. And we had a good time. And this weekend, I'll be at Garfield Days.
You know, I'm tripping. Did you say Garfield Days?
Yeah, I'll be at Garfield Days.
I was tripping that I didn't, because first of all, it's late.
Yeah.
Garfield Days is usually in July.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was happening.
Yeah, they moved it.
That is crazy.
And normally, it's in July.
Yeah, it's in July before.
Yeah,
it's always before that first week in August, somewhere like the third week in July or something.
Yeah, but for them to move it to September, and I'm glad that it's going to be a nice warm weekend. So
man, because I'm just saying, you gambling September in Milwaukee.
Man.
So yes, on September 13th, several Garfield related events and venues in Milwaukee, including Garfield's 502 R&B Festival. Yeah, that's crazy. Had no idea that Garfield Days was happening this year.
Yeah. So, matter of fact, Debo and his band is before. What time do y'all hit, Debo?
We hit at 6:30.
6:30
with a closing act. But WNOV has a stage that we're hosting. So
nice.
Yeah, that's how I found out.
Good. Nice.
Because I got asked to show up,
and
I was like, for what?
What's going on?
What you doing on Saturday? Chilling, kicking it. Well, need to be down by the stage. Like what?
So I hit at 5:15 on the main stage, and you're on the.
We're on the blue stage.
Blue stage at 6:30. So
okay.
I'll be down there and actually check y'all out.
Right.
Man, well, then I guess that's something to look forward to. Because hey, people, if you didn't know, Garfield Days is happening this Saturday.
Now, if you need somebody to play washboard or cowbell,
not the washboard.
I got you, man. I know.
Where my bill at, man?
It's down there somewhere.
My bill, man. They took my cowbell.
I wonder what time it starts.
12,
like noon.
Noon. Well, somebody told me that I think Gospel Stage starts at 11.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I heard Sharon say something about 11 o'clock yesterday.
All right. Well, hey, they
even got Holy Redeemer Choir.
Who did?
They're gonna be at. Garfield.
They're gonna be at Garfield.
Doctor of love.
They about to get down.
So
that's how you say Holy Redeemer.
Yeah,
you know what? Don't have Val rushing up here.
Sister Carter be up there directing.
Don't have to go rushing up here. You dirty. Val,
like, go ahead, Sister got him.
I have nothing to do. I don't need none of her smoke. And her SY, nobody up here. Like, what y'all say about Holy Redeemer?
That's all you gotta do is walk up to him and be like,
You out of work. They choir be getting down, man.
Yeah, they can sing. But it's just they just hold that note too
long. Hold the note too long. Wait, I'm getting pings. Somebody said, "Oh yeah." They looking for you. They looking for you. Good morning, Adeline.
They hold that note too long.
I even mentioned it now.
You know what? Again,
if you think she put you out before,
the words and the guests and the host don't have nothing to do with themselves. They're gonna get at you, bro.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you, but okay.
I didn't do the note. It ain't my fault.
All right. Well, let me take a minute to turn my attention to something serious. Like many people in the community, I'm sure I can safely say on behalf of the WNOV family that we extend our condolences to Marquette University, the students and family of the two young men who lost their lives, lacrosse players that were killed in a accident near their campus. What it looks like so far that we've been able to learn is that a woman, 41 years old, intoxicated, caused this accident. They have not released her name. But two players, a 19-year-old and a 20-year-old. And let me make sure I get these young men's names. Scott Marquette or Michaud, I'm not sure how to say his name, and I apologize. 19 years old, and Noah Snyder. One was from New York, and one was from, let me see, where are these young men from? They were not Wisconsin residents. One was from Ohio. And so, it was one of those things that people texted right away in our community when they saw, what happened. The news broke. And I think, it's one of those things that anytime you lose young people, it hits differently.
Yeah.
And these are people just getting started in life. I don't know if the 19-year-old, if this is your first year at the university. But what they say about the two students, both student athletes on the Marquette men's lacrosse team, they were strong students being named to the Big East All Academic team in their first year at Marquette for maintaining a 3.0 GPA. Noah was a student in the College of Business Administration. He was one of 6 children and from Gettysville, New York. Scott was a biomedical sciences major in the College of Health Services. He is survived by 2 brothers, and he is from Springboro, Ohio. And then the university in their statement asks to please keep Noah and Scott's parents, siblings, and families, and the Marquette athletics and college communities in your prayer. Noah and Scott's lives were taken too soon, and we share in the heartbreak of their teammates, coaches, and those who knew them personally. So I don't know. We will wait to see once the identity of this woman is released. But if it was not a medical situation and truly a person who was driving under the influence, again, just another cautionary tale of how easy it is to destroy your life, the lives of other people, when you drink irresponsibly and you get out here on these roads and you taking everybody's lives into your hands. And they're just, they're just so many other options with having Uber. If you're going to be out here drinking, call a ride share, call a cab, call a friend, sit in place. You don't have to get behind the wheel. And so I join people in mourning the loss of these young men. And, I was watching as I was moving around, earlier in the month, and towards the end of August, I'm watching young people move into the dorms at Marquette. You can't help but see that if you're moving around in the area over there, and you see parents, and if you go to any store, Walmart, you see moms and dads in there with a list and buying supplies, and people are sending their children off to school to get everything they need to begin their lives. You worry, particularly when you live out of state. You worry. I remember taking my son to Alabama State, and I kept looking back at that campus in my rearview mirror as I was pulling away, even though he was in the state where his grandparents were. But you worry. You shaking your head, Jermaine.
Yeah, because I remember my son freshman year in Mississippi Valley State and just riding to the campus. But when he got out of the car and we got his stuff out the car, and I looked back at him and I looked at his face, it just did something to me. I can't leave him.
I mean, and I'm glad to even hear you say that as a dad, because a lot of us, we see the mom being emotional, but I'm like, I know it's hidden dads too, because that's your baby. Hold it, get off the yard.
I felt like the dude on the meme that was like, I love you. He was like,
get off the yard before you let the tears flow. And so and so for the parents to have to get this kind of phone call, every parent, I don't care what race, what economic, social income status, what educational attainment, everybody could identify with that moment that these babies, young men, lost their lives in this way senselessly. And there were other people in the car. I think they said there were a total of 6. 4 other people, young people in the car. 2 were taken to a local hospital, non-life-threatening injuries. 2 others, I think, walked away from the accident. And now the trauma that those young people have to go through, because, we sent up prayers for the family of Scott and Noah. I'm sorry, I'm saying his name. Let me make sure I say his name right. I was right. Okay. Scott and Noah. But you also got those young people that were in the car with these, friends and fellow teammates who witnessed their death. And so, the mental trauma that brings. So I just didn't want to, get the day rolling without taking a moment to acknowledge what happened. And look, there will be people like Michelle, we had people that died in the city, that got killed by gunfire. Look, I do all of it. Sometimes I don't do everything. But I just know that this hit a lot of parents because, again, it's senseless. Some of the violence that we see in our community, senseless. But I don't, I'm not going to mince words. This was really sad to hear. And so I join folks in mourning the passing of these young men. A couple of things that I want to do in relationship to today. I'm going to try to get quite a few things in. I'm going to roll through a lot. Maybe not spending, I don't know though, because we can get bogged down on the topic. But a couple of things. We got young people on the way to school this morning. And I don't know how many people saw a story that aired on Fox News, and it's been in a couple of different publications, just talking about, and let me say good morning, first of all, to the young people on their way to school. Make today a good day. Make today a good day. Don't walk in the door like you're not planning to graduate. Okay? Even though you may be in the 4th grade, 3rd grade, 6th grade, 9th grade, walk in the door like you got something to do, like you got a mission. You on a mission. You got something to accomplish. Every day you do well at school. Every day you knock down an assignment. Look, and this year I'm doing assignments with y'all. I had to turn in an assignment on Sunday morning. And I was like, ugh, but I got up and got it done. Every day that you are, knocking these assignments down and getting what you need academically, you're getting promoted to the next grade. You are setting the foundation for what kind of life you are going to have. So you do nothing in school, you're gonna get nothing in life. That's just real. You cut up and show your behind in school, life is gonna cut up and show they behind to you. Jermaine, what face did you just make, Jermaine?
I thought it's true, man.
So I'm just saying, you remember when you sit in that classroom, and if you got friends sitting next to you that's acting a Willy Bobo, like you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And I got an agenda. See, I got something to do.
Kids, if you're listening, if you got you got classmate like that, you say you don't want to be like this guy.
And I mean, I say you can't be my friend, but I just can't cut up with you right now, player. Or like, oh no, I turn my work in. Right. Be that kid. Right. Like, cause I have friends, they be acting the fool and I'm laughing.
But you got your work
but
done.
my work got turned in. When the grades get posted, Misery Love Company, they was like, oh, I know I failed. Oh, I didn't. My work got turned in. I know how to kick it and do my work.
You know what?
What?
I'm glad you said that because that happened to me one time.
What you mean?
I mean, we just clowning. I'm thinking I got people following behind. We all laughing and clowning.
Okay.
It was test time, and I'm like, I'm not taking this test. We ribbing. I'm thinking everybody else was. So when it was time, when they came and passed out the papers, they had the grades. I'm sitting there like, man, I know I failed this, man. I got a U. I got an F in this thing. It's
a U.
It's past F. So past F. I got a U. And all my friends that was laughing and climbing, they getting their papers like 85, 77. I said, hold on. When did y'all take the test? Oh, we took it earlier in study hall. So wait a minute. So y'all was laughing and clowning. Y'all already had y'all work done.
All the time.
I said, yeah, it's crow on my face. Yeah. I was eating crow because I'm clowning. They clowning, but their stuff was done.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't.
Right. Thank you for being a real life example.
Honest, yeah.
Because it's just real, man. And real. I'm telling you, like, I mastered, I was in the hallways at school. Yeah. I made sure I was on the I was in everything. Yeah. So I was in the choir, I was in the band, I was a cheerleader, I was in the journalism clubs, I was the editor of the yearbook. Like I had a hall pass in my belongings. Yeah. Like I had never get my hall pass back because of everything I was in, I could always be in the hall. The teachers, the principals see me in the hall, they like, good morning, Michelle, and keep moving. Did nobody ever say, where you going, what you doing? Because I was in everything. Yeah. But my work was always done. Yeah. And so, like, man, I'm in the window, like, kicking it.
Right before everybody did.
Yeah. And then everybody hot. I'm like, hey, player, watch them A's ring up. Because I didn't play about, that part of my education. So I'm just going to remind young people, you can kick it. You can do all of that, but still get your work done.
Don't be like right on.
Don't
get a U.
Another cautionary tale. Another one. So I got to take a break, but what I want to just say is, and I'll talk about it on the other side. I'm going to go to the phone. I'm going to take the break.
Oh, you going to take the break, bro?
Yeah.
Okay.
MPS is looking at shifting 7th and 8th graders to high schools in a new facilities plan that they're looking to deal with underutilized schools, schools that have low enrollment. And just for a second, I want to put that out there, see what folks think about that. When I was talking about it yesterday, me and Lakeisha Rep Myers, former Rep Myers, we were kind of just, bouncing it around. And one of the things I said is, I don't know that I want 7th graders in the building with high school kids. But the problems of having 7th and 8th graders in the building with 1st and 2nd graders, because there are not enough true middle schools in Milwaukee that's 6th through 8th grade. So you either got K through 8, or, you go into high school, and the maturity that you need, that interesting window of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, you kind of get, you kind of lose something when you're in that younger environment. But are you ready for that high school environment? Even though people talk about putting them in separate buildings, on campus. But we'll talk about it. Michelle Bryant, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. Be right back.
HYUNDAI. Now, back to Say Something Real with your host, Michelle Bryant on WNOV.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. Let me say to the young man listening down in Georgia who texted me and called me a nerd. Hey, little boy, don't play with me because I will be at your house in a heartbeat. I hate for your son to see his daddy get his head split. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. That's my son. Tell my son, you nerd. But before I went to break, talking about the story that came out where the Milwaukee Public Schools Superintendent Brenda Casilius is floating the idea of 7th and 8th graders moving into high school campuses as part of a 10-year facilities plan. Right now, what they're saying is that they had brought in a number of consultants who identified 13 schools as possible closure or merger candidates. District data shows enrollment was down 32% in 2 decades. So Casilius said that this was about expanding opportunities for students, not just cutting costs. You got to explain the expanding opportunities part because, I'm not necessarily making the quick connection. But right now, and I'm taking this directly from the Fox 6 News story, many MPS schools are K through 8. But as the district finalizes a 10-year master plan for facilities, Casilius said new approaches are on the table. So right now, what they're saying we know is that it's going to be critical that they start making some pretty significant decisions about mergers. According to Casilius, they got to look at these facility plans. 13 schools that are candidates for closure or merger. Brown Street Academy, Clark Street Academy, a K-8 school, Seaford School, an elementary school, Starms, Discovery Learning, K-8, Our Avenue, elementary school, Hopkins Lloyd Community School, elementary, Jackson, what school is Jackson? Jackson Elementary School. They must have renamed the school. I don't know what that is. Dr. George Washington Carver Academy, K-8, Oliver Wendell Holmes, K-8, Andrew Douglas Middle School, Keith Avenue Elementary School, Robert La Follette, K-8, and Wilman T. Sherman School, which is K-8. So all these schools, Northside schools, and there is this discussion. They said some of the schools have low enrollment. Others have very large campuses. Many of them, their stadiums have been redone, new baseball fields, new tennis courts, new gymnasiums. They have swimming pools. They have full libraries. They have tech labs and career STEM labs is what the superintendent told the news outlet. Technology, they have students. And students just have an opportunity to take more advanced courses as well. So I guess that's the part where they say it's opportunities for students. You got new and improved facilities at some of these different schools. So we want to make sure that the students are engaged and that they have these opportunities across all of our schools within the district. So this is the question. And, I put it out there. What do people think about the idea of going K through 6? And then 7 through 12 in terms of some of these academic campuses. When they looked at it, MPS enrollment, as I said, had dropped 32% over the last 20 years. The average school building is 82 years old compared to, on a national level, the average school building is 49 years old. MPS board would need to approve any closures, mergers, or grade reconfigurations. Parents and community members will also get a chance to share their thoughts again. And so there must have been a hearing already. Let me see, because it says again. Casilius said she did not have a firm timeline for the board to act, but it could be in the spring of 2026. Excuse me. So let me see if they had a public meeting. If so, I missed that information. If anybody knew about it, please let me know. And then, so someone did hit me up via text, and they said, having 7th graders in the same building with high schoolers is not new for MPS. That's exactly how it was when I left grade school. When I graduated from the 6th grade from Congress Street School, I started the 7th grade at John Marshall High School, which at the time was 7 to 12. So again, nothing new. So there are some people, and so I didn't know how things have been traditionally kind of laid out here. But for parents, grandparents, community members that have loved ones still in school, just know that this is something that's being considered and is on the table. And if you are, you have children in any of those 13 schools that have been identified in terms of possible closure, merger, that you really want to keep an eye on this discussion, and that you also keep an ear out, or reach out to your school board members and say, hey, I want to know when the next public meeting is going to be, so that if I want to weigh in, have a conversation, voice my opinion, that I get an opportunity to do that. Now, before I move off MPS, let me also do something else, because I had a conversation this weekend, and still a lot of conversation about the Office of Office of Community Wellness and Safety, or wellness, however it's supposed to be said. I keep messing it up. And so people, see me and they're like, asking me questions about, my position, about what I think, about, if I'm going to cut, this process some slack. Some people have said, like Michelle, is some of this stuff personal? And I'm like, look, y'all, I'm gonna say again, I do not know Adam Procell. I never met him before in my life. As far as I know, I don't know him. The process is what I have, definitely going after. But then I also began to question credentials. And then, I talked about last week before I got off the air that there was this hurried thing put together. Shannon Ross them over, and I'm not sure if he's acting his capacity with Wisconsin Voices, or he's just doing this, as somebody who is a colleague of Adams, has worked with them before, a friend, people who have a mutual background. I don't know. But, so I talked about that whole piece. And again, nothing personal with any of these people. But I do believe, and I will continue to say, that we got to make sure we're bringing folks to the table that can help shift the needle. Okay. So in having this conversation, somebody said that they had first learned about, somebody said, that's what you get for telling people the kids show were high. Yeah, I did say that last week because I was getting irritated. I was really just getting irritated with this conversation. But I'm gonna just say this, one of the things that I have said is, when when Mayor Johnson announces, this appointment, he's real light on background on Adam Procell, right? And that's what, sets off alarm bells, makes me start asking questions, and then I go to LinkedIn and see there's been 2 jobs, one interim at some organization for almost 5 years, again, red flag, and then the other one, a job, with a company that you created. And so and I'm getting to a point. And it's connected to MPS. And so when I'm talking, somebody said, well, yeah, I just learned who Shannon Ross was because I went back and read some stuff, about him, background. And then there was this profile feature on the MPS website, because I'm talking to an educator. And he said, there was this profile piece on the MPS website. And so I said, well, let me go read it, because see, this is the thing. When you insert yourself into a process, as Shannon has done with trying to rally the troops for Adam Procell to, for this job, then people look at who's the person telling people, I can vouch for him, I can trust him. And so that's exactly what's been happening out in the community, because a lot of people didn't know Shannon Ross. Like I said, everybody don't run in these circles. Everybody don't do this work. Everybody's not a part of these tables. But the thing that got me when they showed me what MPS had put on their website, and it looks like this might have been done under the Posley administration, not under the Casilius administration, but it feeds into one of the problems I had with the way this whole thing was presented in relationship to the Office of Wellness and Safety's hire or appointment is Shannon Ross. They do this whole thing. And it basically is this page on the MPS website where they feature alumni from the district. And so Shannon Ross, it says Shannon Ross helps those with criminal records find hope and a future. Okay. And so it talks about he's the founder, executive director of the Community nonprofit organization working to help incarcerated Wisconsinites prepare to re-enter their lives after release. He is a graduate student, and I don't know how long ago this was, so he may have already finished the graduate program. A graduate student at UW-Milwaukee, and also co-owner of a transportation company. He's a proud alumnus of Washington High School, class of 2002, is a first-time father who describes himself as a formerly incarcerated dreamer. That's how he described himself, as a formerly incarcerated dreamer. Ross shared that he was a rebellious child and sometimes still is as an adult. He found it hard as a teenager for the adults in his life to make an impression. A few teachers did leave an impact. He recalled a teacher at Bayview, and he goes on and says a whole bunch of other stuff. And then Ross also expressed that MPS gave him flexibility to change schools when life events changed. Eventually, Ross determined that he wanted his life to be about giving back to the community after learning some valuable life lessons. Never accept your surroundings and your difficulties as your future. He says some more stuff, and then blah, blah, blah. According to Ross, his life has been a long lesson in humility and empathy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it don't say nowhere on here that Shannon Ross killed some damn body. It don't say nowhere on this page that MPS put on here as the alumni profile that Shannon Ross killed somebody when he was 19 years old. According to an article I went back and read, someone, while he was a freshman in college, 19 years old, he was also a drug dealer. And somebody robbed him. And a year later, he got an opportunity to retaliate against the person that robbed him. And he took a life. And he went to prison, and he did roughly, it seems like about 17 years or so. Finished his college education while in prison, and, gets out and and started doing positive work while you in prison, gets out, now you're doing all this other stuff. But the first thing that irritated me, as you do a profile, this dude gets to describe himself as a formerly incarcerated dreamer and a rebellious child. None of that lends itself to the severity of the crime that was committed, the life that was lost, likely another MPS student or a former MPS student at one point in time. None of that lends itself to that severity. So first of all, I'm looking at MPS like, how y'all do this and I'm not saying don't do it, but don't tell the truth, the full story. Then when I read another article, one of the things that Shannon talks about is that they want to be able to tell their own stories. And so this community thing that he had created focuses on correcting the narrative campaign, which employs a combination of storytelling, in-person and virtual events to promote acceptance of people with criminal records, not just as taxpayers, employees, and neighbors, but also as equal citizens, employers, and potential family. The community has some prestigious sponsors, including the Kohler Foundation, the Medical College of Wisconsin, Concordia University, and, talked about a number of volunteers. Now, this goes back to an old article that was written in the Shepherd Express. But the word for me that stuck with me is storytelling. So I don't know how people think that they can tell a story and start in the middle of the story. and gloss over the first part of the story. I don't want to talk about what happened. I want to talk about where I am now and how I go forward. Because the belief is if I got to mention what I did previously, then I won't be accepted. I don't subscribe to that personally, but I know it's a barrier. But that still does not negate the need for people to understand who they're dealing with. And so when you out here advocating, there are people that don't understand it's because you share a similar background, literally down to murder. Now, I know my comments can sound rough and abrasive, but this is the kind of thing I keep talking about. Because, you know, people just want you to hear the cherry-picked information, and you're supposed to make decisions and make movements based on that. Or you don't understand why certain things unfold the way they do. MPS, y'all need to do a better job if y'all gonna do alumni profiles, because it's great to tell a story, but tell a real behind story. This wasn't a damn just rebellious child and an incarcerated dreamer. This dude killed some damn body. And that's a heck of a road to be able to come back from committing a murder. But say that. Yeah, see, this is the uncomfortable part. But I say it on this show all the time. If you go tell it all. I say it all the time. But the storytelling aspect, I get to pick and choose what part of the story I want to tell. So just a couple of things before I move on to other topics and get this caller in. Number one, MPS. Again, didn't look like it happened under Caecilius, but whoever's over there at central office doing these alumni profiles, y'all need to stop playing. Because you letting people write their own narrative. But it's a whole life got lost up in this narrative. And a rebellious child and a damn incarcerated dreamer. What's missing in between what was said? And again, I'm going to say it. When you step up to start vouching for people, don't be mad when people start asking, well, who are you? Because I don't know you either. And then these are the conversations that ended up happening over the weekend. And as somebody who worked in a Senate office that advocated for reentry, that advocated for second chances, that advocated for people to be able, you know, to have every opportunity to live a full and productive life, you don't mess over people. You give them opportunities. I believe that. But I also would tell people, even people who worked in our office who had previous, situations. But I gotta know the truth though, fam. Because I don't want to be blindsided. I don't want to be somewhere else and this comes up and I'm standing there looking like a fool. Like, what you talking about? What happened? I'm able to say, I know that. And we made a decision based on all the facts that this was still the route to go. So, yeah, I had to bring that up because I was extremely disappointed when I saw how MPS allowed this bio and this whole thing to be written. Because rebellious child and an incarcerated dreamer, you missing a whole behind life in the midst of this conversation. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is the Reverend Dr. Andrew Ward.
Hey, Dr. Ward, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, and I want to explicate or promulgate that I stand behind you and with you on 475% of what you say regarding the new officer. Another thing is, I heard you saying something about some people buying you some meals. You got a meal on me anytime you want it. Tell them other brothers about it.
Thank you, Dr. Ward.
You have a good one.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, one thing about Dr. Ward, he had that good pulling power. He'll tell you, he got pulling power. You have a good one.
There you go. There you go. All right, y'all. So let me move out of Milwaukee for just a second. And let me say this. Somebody said they were sending me a positive story on Chevy because Chevy been catching it. And that's Mayor Cavalier Johnson, the protests that happened before I moved out of Milwaukee, the protests that happened, dueling protests, quite frankly, down at City Hall in front of the mayor's office, Milwaukee Police Association, and the group Black Leaders Organizing Communities, I think is what the acronym stands for. But yeah, it was a mess down there on Friday. And, you just kind of feel, you just like, ooh. But MPA, talking about not having a contract in place. And then there were the folks from, the organizing group that said that no, these are some of the highest paid people in the community, and we could be doing other stuff with these dollars. We already have a huge chunk of our budget that goes to public safety. So, I think that there's some ground in the middle. Understand this. Members of the Milwaukee Police Association, as a part of this protest that was held at City Hall, it was about a contract dispute. They've been working without a contract since the end of 2022. The goal was to get this new contract. I think I heard that MPA, they wanted 15% increases for their folks. I think the mayor had said somewhere like he was comfortable doing 9%. And the negotiations have just stalled out over the years with them trying to get to a consensus. And so let me see. So, and this is something that the MPA president who called for, saying, I believe I might send a letter to Donald Trump to bring the National Guard to Wisconsin because the street takeovers was all of that. And I'm trying to figure out how many more we've had since that one weekend. But he said, quote, "We've headed toward arbitration because the mayor refuses to pay us less than what he gave himself. He gave himself a 15% raise, and he doesn't want to give us a 12.75% for the men and women that get shot and killed in the line of duty to protect this city." And I don't like the way that the MPA president talks about a lot of stuff. He's a red meat thrower, I think he thinks it sounds tough, or, like the men and women who get shot and killed in the line of duty. First of all, bruh, to the thing that Keith Parris always says, no victims, just volunteers. Now, y'all know I don't subscribe to that all the time. Didn't nobody call you and ask you to be a police officer? You chose to do that. And you chose to do that understanding the pay rate that it was being offered at. And even though it is an extremely dangerous job, just this reminder of shot and kill, like it's all kind of stuff that go with that job. Everybody ain't doing jobs where you're going to get shot and killed. Everybody's not doing that. So one of the things about the way he talks, it's more incendiary than it is helpful, I think, sometimes to his members. But I think that people believe you got to talk, wrong and reckless and aggressively to people to get your point across, and you don't. But many times when he talks, like the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, because it's usually from a point of aggressiveness versus cooperation. So the counter protest is Black Leaders Organizing Community. They said they felt like they had to rally after the MPA president made comments about how they would welcome bringing in the National Guard. And Angela Lang, who I think is the executive director still for Block. I just don't know if titles have moved around, but I know she's, with Block. She said, quote, "We saw the mayor's stance currently, and he says that he doesn't think the National Guard is necessary, and he wants to make sure that they are not here, and we want to make sure that we are keeping up the pressure on him, that he maintains that stance, while ongoing contract negotiations continue," said Lang. The Block protesters also believe that any raises for officers could better be spent on wider city needs. And so there is this dueling narrative about what was going on. Among those protesting outside the mayor's office was a woman by the name of Patty Jerving. Her son Peter was killed in the line of duty 2 years ago. She said she wants to make sure her son's colleagues are paid what they are worth for putting their lives on the lines every day. And I just want to be clear, because people talk about making sure people are paid what they're worth. Again, state legislature. When Lena was a state senator, let's just say, and this is pretty much about the number, she was making like probably about $58,000, which is statutorily defined, when she left the building. Even though her Senate district comprised 3 assembly districts, Lena made the exact same pay as her assembly counterpart. So her assembly leader, representative, only had 1 district to worry about, roughly about 50,000 people. Lena had 3 districts to worry about, 150,000 people, but they made the same money. When you work in public service, there are a ton of people that are not paid what they're worth. When we talk about city workers, sanitation workers, who have been working for years without raises. I heard from some of these people for years without adequate and fair raises. So it's not just like it's the police. When you work in public service, there's always this juggling of finances in such a way that a lot of public service workers get shorted. If you went to go work in the private sector, you would make anywhere from 1.5 to 2 times, in some cases 3 times what you're making doing the exact same job that you're doing for the city, the state, or even the federal government. That's just a given. But some of this is hard to have sympathy for, because you have the police and fire who get treated differently than all other public sector workers in relationship to the unions and collective bargaining. And you know that was done as political favor, because a lot of the leadership in the Milwaukee Police Association are Republicans. And so when Scott Walker and them were union busting, they made sure to protect and leave as many rights as possible in place for those unions. So while you're talking about people being paid what they worth, other city employees should have been able to negotiate for what they were worth. And this whole using people dying in the line of fire or, these dangerous jobs, that is going to fall on deaf ears in some cases, because frequently the police and fire are treated differently than other city employees. Do they deserve raises? Of course they do. How we get there and what's the middle ground, we got to figure that piece out. What can we afford? And I mean, I'm not mad when the officer says the mayor gave himself a 15% raise, common council gets a raise, but you also got to look at how long had it been since they had a raise in those roles. And it's one thing to pay one person a raise versus paying several hundred or several thousand officers a raise. It's a different financial impact. You got to have those conversations too. We just did a referendum begging taxpayers for money. Pensions kill us in this town. So we got to be able to find that middle ground, that sweet spot. But I'll take a break and talk about it on the other side. Michelle Bryant, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. You're listening to Say Something Real. Be right back. All right, family. So one of the things I'd like to make sure that I do is make folks aware that we are doing a ticket giveaway this morning during my show. I want to go ahead and put it out there. So if there are people that are interested in participating, you get an opportunity to do so right away. And what do I mean? Milwaukee Film presents a weekend-long tribute to filmmaker Michael Schultz, sponsored by the Brewers Community Foundation at the Oriental Theater. Schultz grew up on Vine Street in Milwaukee, graduated from Riverside High School and Marquette University. Now, Michelle, who is Michael Schultz? Like, what? Did you ever see the movie The Last Dragon?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see the movie Car Wash?
Yeah.
Did you ever see Cooley High? Michael Schultz did all these projects. This is his work. And he is actually going to be in town. He's going to be getting an award from the Milwaukee Film Group. But like, this dude's resume is crazy, and nobody knew he was from Milwaukee.
That's what I was about to ask you. So he's from Milwaukee?
Yeah, from what the Riverside.
Now, there's a lot of talented people that's in entertainment or in the industry that you'll be surprised is really from your backyard.
Yeah. And so, they are going to, and look, this honor is long overdue in terms of this brother being a filmmaker. He is 86 years old.
Wow.
Way overdue. Way overdue. But it was one thing I wanted to pull up from him. So, and just too handsome. I'm looking at him back in the day, but he was born in Milwaukee. And one of the things that is really cool, and I was looking through his thing. So he did his undergraduate work at the University of Wisconsin-Madison and Marquette University. They only say Marquette, so I don't know how long he was at UW-Madison. He attended Princeton University, where in 1966 he directed his first play. And then he joined the Negro Ensemble Company in 1968, which brought him to Broadway in 69. His breakthrough was, and that's one of the things, like, I'm like, how you don't mention this in some of the bio information, but the breakthrough project that he did, he directed Lorraine Hansberry's To Be Young, Gifted, and Black. How many times have we all sung that song? But we know that play and Lorraine Hansberry's work. And so he went on to do Car Wash in 1976, Honey Baby and Cooley High, Which Way Is Up, 1977, which had Richard Pryor in it. And, so Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club, he took the reins of that musical. So this brother has been out there. He did Denzel Washington's Carbon Copy, just a number of different projects. So if you would like to go to the theater to see any of these three movies on the big screen, we are giving away tickets this morning. I'm going to take the first three callers. And the first caller, you will actually get to choose from the show you want to see. So if you want to see The Last Dragon, that's coming on, that's being shown on September 12th, which is Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to see Car Wash, I'm going to that one. That is Saturday the 13th at 3 p.m. If you want to see Cooley High, that is Saturday, September 13th at 7:30 p.m. And the thing that's cool is that Michael Schultz will be there. He'll be doing a talk back after the movies on Saturday. And you'll have an opportunity to even see him get the award, possibly depending on which show you pick. So again, we got callers that are already calling. If you would like to win tickets to see these amazing throwbacks. I didn't want to go see Cooley High because I just couldn't cry. I couldn't do it. Cooley High broke me down. I had to laugh. At Car Wash. So I will give Jermaine the list. Please give us a call, and Jermaine can let people pick from which thing they'd like to see. Let me go to the phone line though. Hey caller, what's happening?
WNOV.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you calling about the tickets?
Yes, I am.
Hey, well, thank you. So you got a choice of 3 shows, one on Friday. What show is Friday, Jermaine?
The Last Dragon.
And that's at what time?
That is at 8 p.m.
And then on Saturday, we got 2 shows, Car Wash at 3 p.m. and Cooley High at 7:30 p.m. Which one would you like?
Cooley High at 7 p.m.
Okay, 7:30 p.m.
7:30.
Yes, ma'am, on Saturday. So hang on, Jermaine will get your information, okay?
Thank you.
And congratulations. What station just made you a winner?
WNOV as usual.
All right. You enjoy yourself at the movie and don't look, bring Kleenex because you know you're going to be crying. Bring tissue.
Right.
All right. Let's go to hang on to it for us, though, okay?
Okay.
All right. Yes, ma'am. I know that's right. Yeah, look, everybody out I literally know I should have went to see Cooley High. I know I should have went to see it. I can't do it. It broke me down. It's 2 tickets. Yep, you win 2 tickets. You can take somebody. Well, I want you to just go sit at the theater by yourself. You can take Debo, take a friend. What'd say? No? Oh, I didn't say good morning to Clark Kent this morning. The door closed. He don't even know I'm saying good morning. And we can hear him holler, who you with? My bad. So we're gonna wait to see if we got somebody else on the other line. Got a second caller. As soon as Jermaine is done getting that information, we will get the second caller in. And now, so second caller, your choices get reduced. You get to go see Car Wash on Saturday, or you get to go see The Last Dragon on Friday. So just know that you get 2 tickets as well. And we will get that going while we are waiting for Jermaine to get that information. Let me just mention something real quick. And this is, not related to anything else I'm talking about. Oh, we got the second caller. Let's get them in. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, Michelle, it's Dion.
Hey,
Dion picked up. I said, am I number 1, 2, or 3? Is Dion calling?
So you are number 2. So you have the opportunity to be able to go see either Car Wash on Saturday at 3 or The Last Dragon on Friday at 8 p.m.
I'll have to say Car Wash at 3 and try and get off work early.
Look, I will see you there. Congratulations, Dion. What station just made you a winner? Look, as they listen to you on the radio, like, you getting off to go to the movies?
The one and only.
I got to use some PTO time.
106.5 FM or 860 AM.
Go ahead, on. That's what I'm saying.
WNOV again and again and again. I have it programmed in both my phones, home and cell.
You know what?
Radio station ever. Okay.
We calling you in to make us the commercial. Thank you, Dion. We appreciate you, sis.
You're welcome. Have a good day, all of you.
You too.
Hey, how do I get the tickets?
Oh, hold on. Jermaine will get your information so he can tell you how to get your tickets, okay?
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right. So when the third caller calls, the only tickets we have left are the Last Dragon tickets, and that is on Friday at 8 p.m. And Jermaine, in his where he say he went to high school, Greenfield or somewhere, his Greenfield education all slow. Not a solid, Central City education.
How do you spell carry?
He like how you spell car for Car Wash.
Hey, I had to take a break from taking this information. Hold on. I'm doing this live. I had to take a break. Hey, man. I graduated with a 3.5 there, brethrens.
How you spell wash? Man, finish get the information while you trying to
all right. Defend yourself.
Look, and so we will get the third caller in and give away that last pair of tickets. You all make sure you go. Enjoy these shows, enjoy these movies, and the nostalgia of seeing these movies on the big screen is amazing. So I'm looking forward to it, definitely. And I think, let's see, do we have a third caller? Let's check on them. Hey, caller, what's happening? We lost them. Call us back. All right, we got 1 pair of tickets left. That's to the Friday show. Got a caller calling in. Let's get them. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Sweet Monday morning. I'm glad that caller got lost.
Lord have mercy. Fire this
And
people
look,
losing.
somebody just texted me to us. I want to go see Last Dragon too. Who's the master? Who's the master?
Showing up.
Period.
Hey, how you doing this morning?
Doing great, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Who am I talking to?
This is Barbara Smith. This is the mother of Ashley Valentine, the author, the bookstore Rooted.
Oh, Rooted. Oh, hey, Miss Smith. It's good to hear from you. Oh, you know I'm a fan favorite of yours.
Show with me.
Yes,
ma'am. Me too. I'm a favorite of yours.
Look, okay, look. So then you are good with seeing The Last Dragon?
Yes, we gonna be.
Okay. So, all right, that is perfect. Rep Myers is mad at you. She was trying to get them tickets. She talking about, I want to go see The Last Dragon too. Who's the master? Showed up. Miss Smith, hang on for us. But before you let you go and Jermaine gets your information, please tell the community what station just made you a winner.
Oh, honey, WNOV, of course.
I love it. I love it. All right, hang on. Jermaine will get your information, okay?
Okay, all right.
All right. Yeah, put that Greenfield education to work. How you spell Smith?
There you go. Hey, I graduated with a 3.5. I'm not saying how you spell Smith. Whatever.
How you spell?
Too many spell. There's too many S's going on.
All right, family. So let me do this. I saw this story, and there are a lot of people that, watch Keep Up with the News. I'm sure you saw it too. I just thought it was the coolest thing. I started off this morning talking about young people, education, staying focused, doing what you need to do. Most people know that life be life. And the movies are being shown at the Oriental Theater. But most people know that life be life, and as a lot of people say today. And you can have a dream and it's something you want to do, but things don't work out the way you like. Like when I graduated from high school, I was already I had applied to and got accepted into a fashion institute. I had planned to be a designer. I wanted to be a clothing and home interior designer. Had spent a lot of my high school time focused and working in that arena. Even though I don't do it as much as I used to, can sew my behind off. Have made beautiful pieces, suits, but life be lifing. I ended up finding out I was with child when I got ready to graduate, and I made different decisions about college and ultimately careers, but still love fashion, still love to design, do a lot of side projects. And, so it's in the back of my mind. But I was blown away when I saw the story about a 66-year-old man from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, by the name of Kent Broussard. And I'm going to see if I can pull this up real quick. Let me see if they got the story, because I would love for you all to hear the audio of it. Let's see if that's it. Yep. Okay, so CBS News did this story, and I just thought it was so cool. And let me see if I can bring it up. Hang on, give me 1 second, because I got a commercial running. Okay, get this out of here. Let me look over here. But this man, life did his thing, and he had always wanted to be a LSU marching tiger. He, played the tuba, and he just wanted to do it. It was his thing. And I'm trying to find a good audio. The CBS story, I think, was the best, but I'm gonna play the short one. Okay. All right, Jay. Let me plug this in. because I just think that there are moments when we need just reminders and some inspiration. Let me make sure my volume is up. Okay, let's see. Ready? Okay, it's buffering. Hold on. Okay, hang on. Give me 2 seconds. Go ahead. I apologize, y'all, because I'm doing this on the fly. Okay, now we can go.
A lifetime of living can sometimes lead to a lot of what ifs. The man you're about to meet took that list of what ifs and painstakingly marched all over it, back and forth with precise steps, and apparently right into the LSU history books.
Here's Darren DeQuano and Georgia Peck with the Old Man in Tigerland.
The first game we went to was in 1968.
Trigger Allen blasted over for the score.
That's where the memory started. It created a lot of memories, but the memory that I remember was not only the football games, but the band.
Life took Kent Broussard in another direction.
Of the 106 folks that I had in my graduating class, we had 26 that went to college. 25 of us went to Southeastern. We all kind of followed the same path.
That path led to 2 degrees and 4 years in the SLU band. But he always wondered about the path not taken.
I always had in the back of my mind, what would have happened if I'd have gone to LSU?
Life doesn't always have time for what ifs. Kent went to work and raised a family, but never lost his love for music and the Tiger Band. So he hatched a plan.
And then I brought up to the family about 5 years ago that I wanted to do this.
A lot of laughing.
At first they were wondering, is he serious? And then as I kept talking about it, then they said, well, he is serious.
After just a short while, I said, this could be a lot of fun.
For Kent, it wasn't just an idea. It was a continuation of a dream.
It's that dream that I've had for 30 years to do this. The slogan I use is, people retire, but dreams don't.
Kent enrolled as a full-time, non-traditional student at LSU, carrying 12 credit hours. Then the real work began.
Part of the training that I did, I run about 20 to 25 miles a week. I started lifting weights about 6 months ago. High school and college, we didn't march. LSU was a marching band, so I'm having to learn this from the beginning. I've been so focused on this with the practicing and the marching and the playing, learning the songs. I actually practiced outside on the patio.
All to earn a spot in the Golden Band from Tigerland.
No matter where he is, you hear it. All the neighbors have enjoyed it, though. I liked it about 99% of the time, but there was one day when I said, could we just have quiet for 5 minutes? Just 5 minutes.
A year-long journey came down to one night.
There was a countdown in the tuba room, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 10 seconds. And like right at 7 p.m. it came out. 35, 40 people just jumping up and down, just hollering and screaming that I made it. There's a lot more to this than just me. It's the rest of the group. It's the rest of the band. It is the rest of the color guard. It's the Golden Girls. This is not just about me. This is about the group putting together one cultural experience for not only ourselves, but for all the fans.
It may have taken him more than 50 years to get here, but September 6th, Kent will step into Tiger lore as the oldest band member to march down Victory Hill.
It'll hit me, I think, on that day. It's gonna really hit me on that day when we're walking down the hill and you're looking down and you see the sea of humanity. You're saying, oh man, this just got real.
His first steps on a new path and a new lesson.
People can use this as an example that if you think about something and you really want to do it, your only failure is not trying. Because if you don't try, you're never going to find out.
All right, family. So that was taken from a local station, WAFB Channel 9, that had done the story. And I got to go to commercial break. But when I tell you, I cannot stop smiling. Something that he says, people retire, but dreams don't.
Look, you know what? My boy, Chad C-No Roper, has a saying that he's been saying for years. He says, dreams never expire.
Never expire.
They never expire.
And the fact that you are willing to chase them.
Yeah.
Who would have thought about I could enroll as a non-traditional student to then therefore still be eligible to try out for the band? And then one thing I saw the CBS piece, the band director said, and we ain't cut no corners for Jude. He had to do exactly what everybody else did.
And that's the whole beauty of it, because
he is like 40 years older than everybody else out on that field.
And after 50 years, he still was able to reach his goal.
I love that story. And so it's a reminder, y'all. If you breathing and you can still figure out a way,
go get it.
Go get it.
Yeah.
I like that. What'd you say? Go get it.
Go get it.
All right, y'all. I got to take a break. I'll be right back.
Something Real with your host, Michelle Bryant on WNOV.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. I got a text message from a listener, Deborah. Jenkins Simmons. And she said, remembering Eric Vaughn today. And I don't have this date marked in my calendar, and I should. It's not It's not marked in my calendar. Bless you, Diva. But I should. So 9 years ago, on September 8th, we learned that Eric Vaughn, a fixture, a leader, a icon in the Milwaukee media market in terms of talk radio, Black talk radio in particular, had passed away. I went and pulled up the story, and there's that face, that handsome face and those glasses and his trademark ball cap. And Mike Anderson had done the story, and it simply opened up by saying Eric Vaughn, a longtime voice on Milwaukee radio, has died. Vaughn was 58, the host of Precious Lives on WWM Radio and WNOV's The Voice. Also appeared regularly on television throughout the years as co-host of Black Nouveau and Interchange on Milwaukee Public Television. And there were, folks who had weighed in about him. He founded brainbrawnbody.com, a website that encouraged men to get healthy and exercise. And Eric's wife, Faith Colas, fixture here at WNOV, and his daughter left behind, Erica. And so, it's funny because I have my voicemails. My voicemail stays full, but I have my voicemail. Let me see if I can play it. Hang on. Let me do it. Put it on. There it is. Oh, dang it. I literally, hang on. There we go. Let's see.
Hey, Michelle, it's Eric. Give me a call if you can. I want to ask you about something. 840-1041. Thanks.
So that's the last message I got from Eric, and that was on August 2nd, 2016. Right above Eric's saved voicemail that I will not delete is my mother singing Happy Birthday to me on August 9th, 2017. And then I have my god brother above that. So I have voicemails, the ability to be able to hear those voices. So every birthday I play my mother singing Happy Birthday to me. Just crazy happenstance that I didn't, because normally I delete stuff. I just delete stuff, and I didn't delete it. And that was the last time I have my mother singing. And so there's not a birthday that goes by that I don't hear from her. And I have Eric's voice. And there are times, for no reason whatsoever, I'll scroll down because I can't look at my mother's message without seeing Eric's name. And so I'll play them both at the same time. And then my god brother Gerald, who passed away the day before my mother, I'll listen to all three of their voices right together. And so thank you, Deborah. Thank you to the loyal listeners who keep, our family here at WNOV. Somebody said I still haven't deleted Keon's number out of my phone yet. No, it's crazy. Your phone can pick up who you talk to the most. And so at the top of my phone, when I get ready to do a text message, there are 3 names that are in a bubble. My brother and my son, people from work, and then KM, Keon Jackson Malone. His name will not fall down out of the algorithm in my phone because I talk to this boy like 100 times a day for everything. The way me and you text, Shell, look at this. Unbelievable. That KM is right there. It will not fall from the top of my algorithm in my phone for the people I talk to the most. And so, Deborah, thank you so much, because I did not like I don't have it saved in my phone that way, and I need to do that so that I don't forget. Terrence Ray, tapped in. He was my guy. I didn't have this day on my calendar either, but I still have his number in my phone too. Both Scorpios. Yep, Scorpios are stripped out. My son is one. And that tag, be good, be careful, and bye-bye. So I just wanted to make sure that we take a moment to remember this brother, acknowledge his passing, and what he meant to this community. And there definitely has been a void that has been left as a result of it. And I am doing a lot of what I am doing at the station now in connection to Eric. So there's not a lot of Michelle Bryant without Eric Vaughn, because he was the first person to invite me to actually come into a radio station and sit and do a show, and then created a weekly segment with me, him, and Dr. Damon Means on Fridays to do roundtable discussions. You do.
We've got Eric to thank for this.
Yeah, you do. Not other people who was trying to take credit.
even before he invited you into the station, I recall that you were a regular caller.
Oh yeah, I was a caller. That's how it started.
And just as intriguing as you are now as you were then, when a lot of folks didn't know who you were. I remember I overheard you talking to someone at Savoy's, and I came up to you and I'm like, "You're Michelle, aren't you?" And it's just ironic that how that happens, So I get it that the Meaches and different ones of the world, they are celebrities, I guess you would say, in their own right as well, because they call enough to where folks recognize their voices and or their face when they see them, because they're around so much. But yeah, I recall when you were a Miss Rose, if you will.
Yeah.
Or Mama Rose.
Yeah, the young version.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. But no, Deborah, thank you so much, sis, for putting that on our radar. I appreciate that. I will not let that happen again. I'll make sure that's locked in. And a number of people are reaching out. They said, "Hey, I still got my last conversation saved in my phone with Keon." Somebody else said, "Good morning. I still have my mother's old phone number down in Birmingham, the 205. I have the urge to call that number sometimes. My mom passed in 2018. I know that's right."
Michelle, is it for me? I mean, it's a couple of days and I'm deleting the number.
Okay.
I just don't want to remember it, and I don't want to keep seeing it. That person's name. I mean, they're in my heart. So, but I just rather not keep seeing that name.
I mean, I think at some point, because that just means I think sometimes that the hurt is still it can be fresh for people even 10 years later.
Yeah.
15 years later. There does, I think, hopefully come a point when you can see the name and it's not hurt. Mm-hmm. It's smiles, it's good memories, and I always pray for people that time comes, mm-hmm. because that sadness and that emptiness that you feel after a loss, like, man, I hope people won't have to live with that forever. But, when you start talking about the loss of a child or the loss of a parent, a sibling, mm-hmm. A spouse, so yeah, it's grief is a mug, man. That's all I can say. But I listen to my mother sing me happy birthday every birthday. And sometimes I just do it just because my mother just sounded so atrocious when she was singing to me. Because she actually had a beautiful voice. I don't know what, I think she had rolled over. It was like, oop, it's her birthday. Let me call. And voice all cracked up, no Listerine. She's singing. I'm like, oh, you sound terrible. But, and I'm glad it's evoking memories for other people. Somebody said, me and my mother used to say, you should have your own show. Oh, really? So when you did, we were super excited. And she listened up until her death. Thank you, Ebony. That's crazy.
Well, you're always so knowledgeable and astute, and your delivery was a breath of fresh air. And I'm not being facetious or sarcastic in that we knew that we were dealing with somebody that was on it. I mean, you knew what you were talking about. You're opinionated, certainly, because you still are, but you're supposed to be.
Well, like I said, I appreciate it, but I, more so than anything, people that are not threatened when you come along and open a door. And, and that's what I've always tried to do is open doors. What people say, if you get in the room, you don't close the door behind you, you bring other folks in. And I had great people, the staff over at 1290 were really cool to me and gave me opportunities that you just don't see every day. And that's the other thing about dealing with Black radio, Black owned media, is that the access and the opportunity. We have trained so many people.
Oh yeah.
And given opportunities. And like I said, at the end of it all, when somebody does the obituary for Michelle Bryant, and in that obituary, it says, and because I have told my son, and it better be in the obituary, interview a sitting president of the United States. That happens because of being connected to this station, man. It's like, it's crazy. And all the different people along the way who had their hand in moving me along. Somebody said my son has been deceased for 23 years on the 19th of September. And I still have a lot of my voice messages on my old home answering machine.
Wow.
Dang, not the answering machine.
Man, I got a song that me and my guy had recorded in 98, October of 1998. We recorded a song with the Lattimore brothers.
Okay.
That we was going to release. But that following day that we recorded the song, that following day he was killed.
The following day?
The following day he was killed. And I have a hard time playing that CD. Like, I look at it and see it, and because it's like when I hear his voice, like, because he was incredible back then. Now this is 98, and if you listen to the song now, it sounds like that this song should have came out like now, but this was 98. And I'm gonna actually download it on my computer and send it to you just so you can hear it. But I haven't been able to listen to that CD since then.
Yeah, it's crazy. What was the brother who got killed here in Wisconsin, the Alpine Valley, the Black musician?
Alpine Valley.
Yeah, his plane crashed. Otis Reddy.
Yeah, Otis.
And I just happened to be like doing a YouTube, going down a rabbit hole on YouTube, and his last performance on Soul Train was the night before he came to Wisconsin.
He was supposed to have a show here.
Yeah.
But this is the crazy thing about
He in the Barcades, the original
Barcades.
Barcades.
The Barcades.
Yeah.
My Uncle Junior, talked to him that night before he got on the plane. Yep. Talked to him my Uncle Junior.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so I looked at him, he performing, handsome brother in the prime of his life doing his thing. Yeah. And then literally you would be gone the next day.
Yeah.
And as people are watching this, you don't realize you watching somebody's last performance.
That's like Angie Stone.
Yeah.
It's like Angie Stone. She performed.
And so, reminders, don't take life for granted. Yeah. You never know what's happening. But let me do this if I can. Let me do two things, because I had a lot of stuff I wanted to get to. I'm gonna just have to push a lot of it over until tomorrow. But a couple of things. When I walked in the studio this morning, Jermaine asked me about did I hear how Donald Trump had talked to an African-American female reporter, Yamiche Alcindor. He said, "Did you hear this?" And I said, "Actually, yes, I did." Thank you. Somebody sent me Otis Redding. So Donald Trump, Yamiche Alcindor, and let me see if I can just pull up. I won't pull up the clip just for time purposes, but Yamiche Alcindor is an amazing journalist, reporter. This girl is sharp. She knows her stuff. She is not to be played with. She is in the room because she is brilliant. Full stop. No I know given the opportunity because she is brilliant and you can put her toe to toe with anybody that is in this game. And Donald Trump was taking questions, getting off of Air Force One, and he had a moment in which this reporter asked him a question, and he looks at Yamiche Alcindor, and he told her, quote, "Be quiet." Oh wait, I got it right here. Let's play it. I found it. We ready? Okay.
That's fake news. When you say that, darling, that's fake news.
Well, why would
I
you
don't
the
go to
Department of
war.
Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
Now, you know what? See, I applaud everybody that's able to hold their composure and hold themselves together because this white man with these 34 felony convictions, who is a, accused rapist, woman molester, whatever, all of the stuff, looks at this highly educated, brilliant sister and tells her in her face, in a crowd full of people, shut up. He literally told her, well, he didn't say shut up. He said, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. This man is talking to a grown behind woman. That's why you're second rate. In what other world in America would you allow an individual to talk to other professionals like this and people not be irate? The stuff that this old white man gets away with doing that is couched in racism and ignorance. And I kept thinking as I watched this moment, because I always say, it don't never be me. It just don't never be me. And when I was saying, Michelle, what would you do? But you understand that in order, because so many of us have been weeded out of the room, we don't even, and when I say we, I mean Black folks, we're not even getting these opportunities to interview the president, to be up close in front when these things are happening. So you don't want the media outlet that sent you there to take you off the assignment. You got to protect that aspect of being, a political reporter. But I was like, Michelle, what would you have done? And on one hand, the professional in you says, stay focused. He's lashing out because he does not want to answer this question. This is real business. So stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. But I know me. And I believe that there would have been a part of me that says, do not disrespect me. And then it would have been a whole issue. And then I would have lost the assignment. And, I would have had to go find something else and go do a podcast like everybody else do when they get fired. Like, that's what I would have had to do. I would have been back on Facebook. Like, that's what, because the fact that people don't feel appalled, offended that this man speaks to people in such a dismissive, disrespectful way. It just blows my mind, y'all. It blows my mind. Like, me and this old man would be mixing it up and Secret Service would be done shopping. Because I'm just like, bruh, you call me second rate? Why you got 19 women standing up in front of cameras telling people you sexually assaulted them? This country is going to hell in a handbasket because of your failed economic policies. I'm like, you can't do none of that. So hats off to Yamiche Alcindor for being the consummate professional. Because this is not the first time he done came for her. You know, and he came for April Ryan and tried to clown her and make an example out of her. And a lot of our reporters of color are being weeded out, y'all. They are not being represented in these rooms. They're not getting their questions answered. They're not getting invited to these pressers. It's not happening. So that's that Jackie Robinson moment when people spitting at you and you still show up and you knock out a home run. And if we ever get to a point where we forget, you know, like, stay focused, because this is meant to be a distraction. And in the moment, the only person that looks like a jackass and looks small and little and pathetic is Donald Trump. Even to the white folks that support him and the silly black ones too. He looks small and little. And because she stays professional. So kudos to my sister for being able to do that. Let me go to the phone line real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on?
Good morning. How you doing?
Yeah. All righty. I listened to that deal, and I only got one question about that. Now, you know, Donald Trump say what he want to say. Even in a presidential debate, he looked at the moderator and said she must have been on her monthly situation,
right,
Nika. So he says what he want to say. So my thing is, the only question I got about that is when he said second rate. Now, did he mean second class, or did he mean second string reporter? You know, she's not a first string reporter. I'm not, you know, and what about when he talks about white folk? The man is unhinged, okay? This is what he do. And I'm not, and that's one reason why I kind of like him, because he's just saying what he really ain't
really.
No.
I like the rudeness. That's what I like. I like the ignorance. I like looking at grown adults and embarrassing them and shaming them in public. That's what I like. Because this wasn't about business. This is personal. So that's what you like. You like people that attack people. You like men that look at a woman and say you can't be asking a coherent question because you bleeding from different orifices on your body. That's what you like. Hang that phone up. Hang it up. Hang it up. I'm not trying to hear that. That's what I like. I like people that are rude and disrespectful to other people, particularly women. That's what I like. I like men who think that a woman's period dictates how she behaves on her job. That's what I like. I like the white man who looks at this black girl in a room full of people and says, you second rate. That's what makes him exciting to me. You silly.
Michelle, don't let this dude do this to you.
Hey, again, by now you need to know me. This every day. This ain't out of character.
No, I'm saying he purposely waits to the end.
And it's some blasting that need to happen. Damn that. It's some blasting that needs to happen. Forget you, Keith. Keith coming here.
She yelled at me. Hang up. What do I do?
Hang that damn phone up.
Jeez. You understand? No. I'm like, what did I do?
I mean,
what did I do?
You sounded like somebody's grandmama.
Yeah, I swear to God.
I said, hang that damn phone
up. She yelled, hang up so loud. I thought I broke the phone.
Plug over there cracking up.
I thought I broke the phone. Don't have me come over there. Hang up. Hey, you kind of sound like the female version of Teddy when he told him to turn off the light. Turn them off.
I'm just saying. Make no mistake.
Remember you used me on the phone and your mama want the phone. I need to use the phone. You want to get your mama. Hang up that damn phone.
Because you're still caking. It's still on that bed. And your mama embarrassed the fire out of you.
Hey, I swear.
And I just need people to understand, like, y'all, I don't be out of control. It ain't nothing. You know, like, don't let them take you there. I can go there all by myself. I don't need no help.
Dude.
Sometimes I like sitting.
Can she get through what?
Listen.
Can she get through what?
She yelled so hard.
But why? Yeah, I could get through it.
She made me jump.
Why?
She made me jump. Hang up. She said it 3 times. Hang up. Hang up. God,
She was trying to hang it up from over there.
Hey, she was trying to voice hang up. Hang up.
Somebody said he pulled the Trump on you.
Oh,
no, he
my
pulled
God.
up damn Trump on me.
Oh,
and he
my
talking about
God.
some stay focused.
Oh my God.
This Terrence Ray, stay focused. He pulled a Trump on you. No, it's sometimes you got to just cut somebody out and check them and let them know they on some BS. Y'all got to stop confusing when people snap that they have lost control. Sometimes it's very deliberate. I know exactly what I be doing.
So it's more
Exactly.
like he go low and you go lower.
He go low, I'm gonna punch him in his face. That's what it's like.
Well, you know,
figuratively, not literally. Before y'all send the police for me, figuratively. But no, you ain't. Like I said, I try to tell people all the time. People get so excited and so worried. Like Michelle, like y'all. Trust me. This is normal and natural.
Well, look,
for
I'm
me.
gonna say this: if this is normal and natural, I would hate to make you mad because the way you punch
I
me.
tell people
when
all
we
the
was
time.
playing,
When I am at my maddest, I am 100% silent.
Oh, so now that I know,
I am 100% silent. When I am done, when I am at the breaking point, I have nothing to say. When I don't like people, I have nothing to say about them. I don't never mention their name. If I'm still talking about you, you still got something coming.
Oh.
But at the minute like when people say you dead to me,
yeah, DED,
Fredo.
I tell people, as long as I'm still talking about you, we still got a chance. When I no longer mention your name,
it's over.
Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, bro. You know, so yeah, when I get quiet, that's when you need to be scaredest. When I stop talking. All right, so that's a wrap for the show. I didn't get to Sylvia Ortiz in the state capitol. Got to talk about that tomorrow. Well, you see, for people that don't know, real quick, they said, you say 55, I'm coming. They said that they had took away her Sylvia Ortiz, state rep, who had her privileges to enter the Capitol revoked while they was investigating that she said she was going to bring an AR-15 into the Capitol and shoot some people. She didn't say it like that. Somebody set her up and shared this information, and I'll talk about it tomorrow, but it's messy. And the person who put all of that in motion, messy. We know who it is, messy. And Robin Voss came in and restored all her privileges. Like, he big boyed everybody and shut it down. So, all right, y'all, I gotta go. Woo. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.
In a revolution, there's a war going on in here, girl.